Confused how to act around Muslims? If you have Muslim neighbors, yes, they're going to look different. Behind the different way they dress, they are the same flesh and bones as you. So stay calm and be happy. You got one of them in your neighborhood. Don't hesitate to talk to your Muslim neighbor. If they don't make eye contact, it's because they're shy. Don't shake hands with the opposite gender unless they offer it first. They love giving food to neighbors but can't eat everything you send. Ask them what their restrictions are. For example, they don't drink alcohol, so don't take any to their house. They don't eat anything that has pork or lard or gelatin, so check all the ingredients. Their meat source is from a halal store. Ask them what halal means. Don't be shy about asking questions about their faith or culture. They love to share. Make sure you keep your dog away, though. Most adults are wary of them. You can ask them why, but don't say, he's harmless. If it barks, then that's all that matters. Muslims have a culture of gift giving. They might give you something and you might feel the need to reciprocate. Keep in mind the food limitations, drink limitations, and anything that could be promiscuous. Stick to honey, plants, store bought chocolates, or a homeware gift. Gender mixing in the devout families could be tricky. Always ask their preferences if inviting them to your neighborhood barbecue. Bring meat from a halal store. You will have no issues eating it, but they can't eat what is not halal. For example, if you made pork chops on a grill, they won't eat the chicken off that same grill unless that grill was thoroughly cleansed. Religion plays a big role. Got Muslims at the workplace? Well, if you have an employer or a colleague that is a Muslim, it's a good idea to give them a place where they can pray. A separate room, a small space, anywhere would do. Let them know you're doing that for them, and you'll gain some loyalty. Prayer times are tricky and have a few hours window to observe. But if you have a meeting scheduled, ask your Muslim colleagues if that time fits their prayer schedule. Give them 5 minutes to go and pray during the meeting if they require it. At Christmas parties with alcohol, yep, that's a big no-no for your observant Muslim. Don't hold that against them and make them feel they don't really have to come, but if they do, respect their boundaries. No matter how ambitious a Muslim employee is, don't touch the opposite gender, even if it's a light pat on the back. Don't try to be in the car with them alone, unless they're okay with it. If you have Muslim students in your school and you're a teacher, or maybe another student, just remember that Muslim kids are vulnerable. They are a minority and they're going to feel their difference. They are too shy to express themselves. So be kind. Don't let them feel like they are a minority and must do everything others do. Ask their parents for the special days and events and how they want their children to participate. Some practicing families don't celebrate Halloween and other occasions. Be respectful and make it seem normal. Don't teach what they cannot abide by because faith always comes first. Some non-Muslim practicing families will be okay with things others will not be. Don't lump them all together. Not all Muslims are the same. Still curious? The basis for all rules in a Muslim's life is their holy book, the Quran. They may not be strong enough to follow everything, but they try to do so and they respect it immensely. Women like to cover just like the Virgin Mary covers, loose, modest clothing. In fact, she's mentioned in the Quran as an ideal woman. Education is highly sought and recommended, but only if it's beneficial. Muslims pray 5 times a day. They believe in all past prophets of the Abrahamic faith and consider Prophet Muhammad to be the last. Now, when it comes to dogs, Muslims, when they pray, they have to wash themselves, and their clothes must remain clean. Dogs and their saliva are considered impure, and no one wants to go home and shower and change for each prayer. So culturally, they have never let dogs near. Even people who love dogs will try to only pet them or stay away altogether. Any holidays stemming from pagan holidays or not verified by their faith are not permissible to celebrate. They have two main holidays called Eid in the year. What does the word halal mean? It means permissible by God. Haram means not permitted by God. Muslims are not allowed to date. They can choose their spouse, but they must get married to have any relationship. Divorce is allowed, but highly discouraged, and only after a lot of mediation. If the Quran says something is a sin, they cannot say it's okay to do it, no matter what the society says. They won't hate you for it, but cannot participate in encouraging it. For example, dating, drinking, gambling, or relationships in the LGBTQ sector. And one more thing, not all Muslims are Arabs, and not all Arabs are Muslim. Now go and make some friends who are Muslim and feel free to engage in an open conversation. They don't get offended. If you want to learn more about the Quran, you can visit www.quran.com. There are several different types of translations, and you can choose which one you prefer. They all mean the same thing.